everyone, happy Valentine's Day. This is not a typical video for me and you will find out later why. But anyways, let's get started. Top right corner, you're going to see a cake. This is the inspiration for today, but we're going to Valentine's Day-ify it. So instead of a cross, we're going to making a heart. And I don't have the pink flowers underneath there, so we're going to do without those for today. But let's talk about where I got this recipe from. I got this recipe from the Japanese Gothic Lolita Bible magazine. If you're not familiar with the Gothic Lolita Bible or the GLB, it was a magazine from Japan that ran from the year 2001 to 2017. It was all in Japanese except for 5 issues that they translated into English. And I'm freaking obsessed with them. They featured recipes, makeup tutorials, sewing patterns, events to go do and see, manga, columns, fashion inspiration pics, and just your gorgeous typical alternative gothic fashion ads. These magazines are fantastic. I love collecting them. But yeah, so this recipe came from one of their issues, and because it's in Japanese, I had to do a little bit of crafty work, which is another reason why this cake might not have worked out. It's a different type of cake for me entirely, and it was in a different language. But yeah, let me tell you a little bit more about the Gothic Lolita Bible. So, if you follow me on TikTok, you know I love these magazines. Here are some of them that I have. Here's what the insides look like. As you can see, they're really bright and colorful and edgy, and they look like a collaged teenage girl's diary. And even though these came out almost a little over 20 years ago, they still feel very relevant to today's fashion and aesthetic inspiration. After I've cut up those raspberries, I'm now going to move on to that chocolate topper. But instead of that cross, I'm going to make a heart. And what you do for this is you chill a bowl or a plate, you put some foil on it, and then you take some melted chocolate into a piping bag and you pipe out your shape. You're then going to let this chill for a couple of hours, and then it's going to give you a rock solid edible cake topper. So in the top right hand corner here, you're going to see this screen recording from my Google Translate app. Because these magazines are in Japanese and I really don't know pretty much any Japanese, this app helped me translate it so that I could read the recipes as accurately as I could, which is pretty awesome. I love the little photos they have. It's great. I love it. One thing to note though, it's not a perfect translation, but it was at least very helpful in the groundwork for the recipe. But yeah, I really enjoyed this cake topper technique. It's not something that I've done before. And I'm just giving the heart a little point so it has something to go into for the cake. Alright, so this is where things really went wrong. The recipe called for this already baked cake that you then crumble and kind of put into a dome-shaped bowl for you to then chill. I could not find that type of cake, so I just bought some cake mix and I baked this strawberry cake to go with our Valentine's Day theme. I let it chill for a couple hours, but honestly it was not enough, and I'm impatient when I bake, which is a huge mistake. But I'm just slathering some store-bought frosting on top, and this is where things really go downhill. As I am applying the frosting, the cake is pretty much coming off with the frosting, and it gets worse and worse and worse. But this doesn't affect how it tastes, so we're just gonna keep going. But yeah, it gets bad. Like, it gets really, really bad. But luckily, we're going to be covering the cake with all of those beautiful raspberries. The raspberries also add such a nice soury flavor, which gives it such a nice kick on Valentine's Day and the sweet stuff that you're already going to be eating. Oh man, yeah, see, this is terrible. This is terrible, but we're gonna keep going because this is reality, this is real life, and personally, I think messy cakes and bakes are the greatest because it shows you made them at home with love and that you're not perfect, and that's okay. So here I am covering the cake with those half-cut raspberries. I got these from the farmer's market, they're amazing, and yeah, you know, the cake was delicious. I ate it. It was great, but yeah, it looked terrible. I don't know if I would feel good serving this to a party, but for myself, this was fine. All right. And now that the cake topper has fully chilled, we're going to go ahead and take it out. I did learn my lesson with the cake, and I made sure that was fully chilled. And it pops right off the foil. It's beautiful. Alright, and we're just going to stick that into our cake. Anyways, I hope you have a lovely Valentine's Day, whether it's with yourself or a partner, and that you take care of yourself and that you enjoy the little things, even if they look like this.